After watching Martin Kenny's Cosmic Egg presentation and reading The Soul Salts of Salvation, which was recommended by Santos Bonacci, I came to the conclusion that man is in the image of the Cosmic Egg universe. I established from Martin Kenny's presentation that there are 12 dimensions that a spirit flows throughout in its journey down and up the Cosmic Egg, and there are 12 parts of the body that blood flows through, and that spirits are to the Cosmic Egg as blood is to humans. From this realization, I've been able to connect points that answers an abundance of questions humans have about this existence, and it's a lot and extremely overwhelming, but amazing and all the same. So I'm going to have a website soon where you can go and look at more evidence, but just to keep this video simple and understandable, I'm going to be pretty general. But I would definitely recommend watching Martin Kenny's presentation before watching this video because it is the basis of what I'm going to suggest. So starting from the beginning, the point of singularity, the Big Bang, was not an accident. It was an intelligently and intricately designed plan, as was our conception. It may not have been for our parents, but it was a plan designed by the heavens, and we are all here for a reason, just as the universe is. The Big Bang of the universe is equivalent to a sperm fertilizing an egg. It was a spark. It was the beginning. In the top of the Cosmic Egg, we have the heavens. It is of the highest points. It is Brahma, the creator. And in the body, we have the cerebrum. Cerebrum means seed substance, which also corresponds with Aries in the first zodiac sign. Both are equivalent to the all-seeing eye, Big Brother, the storehouse of man. It is the blue shift. This is where the gods reside in the Cosmic Egg and where the spirit is kept in our bodies. When a spirit is in this dimension, it is one with the whole. So throughout the Cosmic Egg, there is a balance taking place between the three gods, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Brahma, obviously being the creator, blue shift at the top, Vishnu, the sustainer, in the middle, and Shiva, the destroyer, at the bottom. And our bodies also require this balance, but in our bodies, it is between the three parts of the brain. The cerebrum being Brahma, where the spirit is contained, the cerebellum being Shiva, the lower egoic brain, and the brainstem being Vishnu, that attaches to both brains and is the point of balance. Martin Kenny explains that the Cosmic Egg's gravity is between the blue shift of the heavens and the red shift of hell. This is the polarization that allows spirits to flow throughout this universe, to learn and grow, and to eventually be rejoined with the whole in the heavens. At that point, a soul will have perfected themselves. Humans also have this gravity. The disconnection between the cerebrum and cerebellum is what is keeping us on this plane. It is what is allowing each individual spirit to learn and grow in their own individual universe. If they were connected, that would mean a human or soul was perfect. There would no longer be a reason for our soul to be here, in which the polarization wouldn't exist. Also, I am going to suggest that the firmament, Uranus, is the 12 cranial nerves that originate on the bottom of the brain. Just as the sky has millions of stars and our 12 zodiacs, the brain has millions of neurons and 12 nerves. From the heavens, we can look at the cosmic highway, which Martin says connects our universe with other universes, connects our heaven with the rest of the Cosmic Egg, and that it is the keeper of the winds, energy, and currents. In our bodies, this would obviously be our spinal cord. It allows us to communicate with other individuals. It sends messages to and from the brain and to the rest of the body, and it is responsible for all feeling, sensation, and action. When describing the Vedic viewpoint, Martin says that the Dhruva is the projection from the heavens into the Torus fields, which I find equivalent to being the cerebellum, projecting from the cerebrum. Of course, the cerebellum is the lower mechanic brain, or the motor brain. The cerebellum is all about action in the body, and in the Cosmic Egg, it is where the spirit becomes disconnected from the heavens and begins its journey downwards. This is the second zodiac sign, Taurus. Taurus also correlates to the neck, throat area, the liver, and the gallbladder, which will be talked about more at another time. But it's interesting to note now that the liver secretes albumin, which maintains intravascular colloid osmotic pressure. And when that term is broken down in Latin, it means the access to the source of one's character through the circulation of the neck. And of course, our soul is kept in the cerebrum above the neck. Next in the cosmic egg would be the individual Torus fields, along with the planets, or the suns and moons. And in the body, this would be the lungs or respiratory system. Since this is a sign of Gemini, it also correlates to the shoulder and the hands, so all things of two. The Torus fields control the winds and weather, which makes sense because the respiratory system obviously takes care of air in the body. You can see in Martin Kenny's diagram that the Torus fields branch from the cosmic highway, just as the lungs and bronchioles branch from the trachea, which is obviously in the same position or general location as the spine. Gemini has two principal stars, the twin brothers that live alternatively, one during the day and the other at night. Pollux, who is defiled like the suns, and Castor, who is pure like the moon. I'm pretty positive that the 8 planets correspond to the 8 endocrine glands, since the glands release hormones into the blood in order to maintain homeostasis. When one is physically or mentally stressed or constricted, our hormones fluctuate. But by breathing, we can control the mind and body. By doing this, more oxygen is supplied to the lungs, which affects the rest of the body and causes the endocrine glands to rebalance. So perhaps in the dark ages that we had just endured, when the Torus fields were constricted, air was not flowing throughout the cosmic egg, in which we were detached from planets or higher powers, and their messages weren't properly heard. I intend to talk about this more at another time, but a spirit in this realm would be manifesting through the suns or moons. This is obviously dependent upon what stage a spirit is at on its journey. Cancer is the next zodiac sign, which is our moon in the cosmic egg, and it is our stomach, breast, and spleen in our body. The most common known effect that the moon has on the earth is its effect on the tides. High tides, which would be considered expansion, and low tide, obviously contraction. And of course, our stomach breaks down food by churning, which basically means it expands and contracts until the food is digested and nutrients are able to be absorbed. The breasts also contract when cold and expand when hot. It is also worthy to note that the body needs sleep because this is when the body heals itself. Cancer, or the moon, is nature's power to reproduce. Through blood circulation, we are nurtured by the nutrients that were digested by the stomach, and at night it repairs itself from the destruction that occurred during the day by the sun, who is the destroyer. The spleen is where red blood cells are recycled, which is interesting because the moon is considered to be a recycling bin, because when a physical body dies, the spirit returns to the moon to be replenished. The realm of the moon is a place of nurturing and repair from the life the spirit just endured, and also a time for preparation for one's next life. Preceding Cancer, or the moon, is Leo, our sun in the cosmic egg, and our heart in our bodies. This is a sign of motion. It is responsible for energy manifesting in action, and of course, has to do with the heart and motor nerves of the body, which obviously allows us to be active. The sun provides energy for life to flourish, allows this plane to exist, and brings spirits into this world. The heart does the same thing in our bodies. Our heart allows our body to sustain life by pumping blood throughout and allowing each organ to function properly and acquire the nutrients and oxygen it needs. The sun is where the descending spirits come from. I'm not totally sure, but it would make sense that in this realm, spirits influence or plan destructive things to occur on this plane. Next is the sign Virgo. In the cosmic egg, this would be the top of the Ben, Gaia's son, Prometheus, Mother Geb, or the Virgin Mother Mary. And in our body, it would be primarily the solar plexus, but I also think the pancreas is a huge underlying factor in the body and in this manifestation. The bowels also correlate to this sign, which is the inner earth, because intestine means within, on the inside, internal, enclosed, or confined. And for those who think the inner earth is filled with tunnels, I don't know much about this topic, but it seems ironic since the intestines are tunnels. But anyway, everything that makes it possible for humans to be on this plane or realm is equivalent and consists of the same parts as the solar plexus that allows our body to function properly. So, the solar plexus in our body is comprised of the aorta, which comes right from the heart, It is the main artery of the body, and from here, nerves and arteries branch into organs such as the spleen, the stomach, the liver, the kidneys, the pancreas, and the intestines. So we can then look at the plane of Gaia, which has the sun and the energy it provides. This would be the aorta. The spleen and the stomach would be the moon. The liver is the veil separating us from the heavens. The kidneys we'll talk about next. The pancreas is the terra firma, and the intestines are the inner earth. This central system allows the body to filter blood through to provide and sustain the needs of each organ, and allows spirits of the cosmic egg to filter through each dimension to accomplish the work that needs to be done. So the solar plexus is basically everything that constitutes this realm, and I think the pancreas is specifically what we are on, the terra firma. Pancreas means the creator of all. It is the house of bread. It provides all material of this dimension so life can exist, and a spirit can experience being a god in their own universe. And although mainstream science portrays this organ as just a regulator of blood sugar and diabetes, which is true, but I think it affects much more than it is given credit for, which I'm not going to get into right now, but definitely stay tuned for a video where I go in depth about what's going on there. So when souls are descending through this dimension, they are seeds, part of the material of Gaia, but they never come to fruition, but instead are carried off by the underworld. This is because something that is lower acting upon lower can never produce a higher. And what I mean by this is that Gaia is in a higher dimension than human manifestation. So Gaia provides or needs to provide a positive and pure influence on humans. And a soul that is descending would obviously not be able to do such. This is similar to how our bodies only keep useful food and nutrients and dispels what isn't useful. Therefore, ascending spirits are seeds that come to fruition and take part in providing this material plane. Virgo is a symbol of purified emotion or refined vibration. It is when a spirit is no longer fructified by the desire mind. At this point, a spirit is of pure essence. It is able to be. We can think about when a human is stressed, they feel sorrow, fear, or worry. Our bodies contract. Everything gets tied up, especially the solar plexus, which is the great receiving and broadcasting station of the torso. This contraction results in insufficient blood circulation, in which organs are deficient. So in the same way as our bodies react to constriction, it would seem that the cosmic egg would also react in the same manner, meaning that in the Dark Ages, the Torus fields were tightly spun. It was a time of contraction. Circulation had decreased. So in the Piscean age, Gaia was polluted and in an adulterated state. Spirits were barely progressing on their journey. But now in the new age of Aquarius, the water of truth is flowing and cleansing things. Things are starting to flow again. The Torus field and consciousness are expanding. This is happening for humans as well. We are realizing things and untangling from the stress and tension that society endorses. So now I would like to talk about Libra, the scales, which are the kidneys in our body and the ice walls in the cosmic egg. In humans, the kidneys function as a balancing mechanism. They collect, discharge, and filter waste products or excess water from the body. The kidneys are situated in the middle portion of the body, around the solar plexus, just as the ice walls are around the portions of Gaia in the cosmic egg. The archaic name of kidneys is reins or retenere, which means to hold back, to retain a conquest, and the ice walls are retaining us from leaving this particular plane. The ice walls will balance these planes of collective consciousness of humans, which we can note are 80% water, and the ice walls are going to filter those descending and destructive out, and those ascending and constructive in, just as our kidneys dispel wastes and keep nutrients. It is also interesting that Martin Kenny says that these ice walls are called the Nephilim, and the part of the kidneys that filters is called nephron. Libra, being the point of balance, is the only realm where spirits manifest as a human. And as humans, our ultimate goal is to connect or balance the lower animal brain of desire with the higher, pure essence of the immortal self. At this point of a spirit's journey, they are experiencing and learning from life and creating karma to be balanced. In the human body, Scorpio is the procreative organs. In the cosmic egg, this would be the underside of the blue mandala, or Gaia's other son, Epimetheus. In the cosmic egg, this is the dimension where one has lost their spiritual vibration from using sex negatively and in an abusive manner. I'm not sure exactly what happens here, but this is the gate of hell. I find that from the word hell, the word help can be derived. So although these realms are unpleasant for the spirit, it is a necessary process the spirit needs to go through in order to want to change and start their journey upwards. On the descending path, a spirit has wasted the corpuscles of the body by overindulging in sexual desires to the degree that they've been filtered out by the Nephilim and have been discharged into this lower realm. They've been stung by Cupid, hence the symbol of Scorpio being an M with a sting placed at the end. When a spirit is ascending, they are now the white eagle. The spirit has attained disciplined qualities. They are able to overcome the lower desires and emotions. The illusion of sex can no longer affect them because now they have knowledge of truth. In the body, Sagittarius is the hips and thighs, which are huge structures of support and protection for the procreative organs. They provide immense support and stabilization of the entire body. So in the cosmic egg, the hips and thighs would be equivalent to the great deep because these waters provide a foundation for the Ben and the rest of the cosmic egg. The great deep is also referred to as Mother Sobek, and Mother Sobek is known to protect the vindicated dead by restoring their sight and reviving their senses. So Sagittarius, being half man, half animal or horse, suggests great insight into what is happening here. It seems that whatever is taking place in this realm, it causes the spirit who is so concerned and blinded by the sexual passions to now regain sight and rebounds away from the animal-like desires. Sagittarius's arrow is pointed at the heart of Scorpio, indicating that it is terminating the animal passions. Sagitta means arrow, and from arrow, the root word arrogance can be obtained, relating to one's inflated pride. So on the descending path of the spirit, the half animal, half human mind is like an untamed vicious horse. A spirit's pride of not wanting to change or be wrong is confronted, and the power of Mother Sobek is opening up the spirit and helping them to realize their faults. On the ascending path, the spirit has now achieved a balanced mind. It is now considered Pegasus, soaring to new heights. And from the word peg, you can derive a point of attainment, a step or degree. So at this point, the lower mind has been perfected. It is no longer misled. The higher self is seated on intelligence, or the horse, and has direction towards rising its consciousness. Capricorn is the next zodiac, and this would be the knees in the body, and in the cosmic egg, this is the entrance from the great deep to the bottom realms, and vice versa. This is the doorway of the temple, having double doors, one looking into the future while the other looks into the past. The knee hinges similar to that of a door, and even looking at the structure of the knee, it resembles two entrances. And on the descending path of a spirit, this is a phase of wasting time. It is said the goat is a symbol of excessive sexual desire or lustfulness, and the negative aspects of this sign is a phase of not showing repentance. When a spirit is in this phase, they are not yet enlightened. They are still deviated from the straight path and lacking integrity. Whereas on the ascending path, Capricorn is the gate of beginnings. The spirit is the initiate. The goat is waiting at the foot of the mountain to begin its long climb upward. At this point, transmutation has been achieved, and one has at last entered into the straight gate of the journey of moral integrity. The next sign is Aquarius, which is all about cleansing and purification. In the human body, Aquarius is for the ankles and saline solution of the blood. And saline has to do with cleansing of wounds or what is damaged. So I'm going to suggest that the ankles being at the bottom of the body are equivalent to the hellish realms at the bottom of the cosmic egg. And because I don't think this realm is actually hellish, but a place of help, I think on the descending path of the spirit, this is a period of cleansing and purification. And on the ascending path, the spirit is now swimming upward, thirsty for knowledge and the water of life pouring from the urn of Aquarius. And finally, we have Pisces and the human body. This relates to the feet, the very bottom. And of course, the very bottom of the cosmic egg, which would be Pluto or the, quote, hellish realms. Pisces in astrological lore pertains to anything having to do with confinement. It is the border, edge, the limit. It could also be the mark or attainment one has reached. So in both the body and the cosmic egg, this is the bottom, the farthest any blood cell or spirit can reach. On the descending journey, there is no ideal mark or goal of attainment considered. Instead of a mark or a goal, it is just the end of a life. It is the end of things. Below this, no one is able to go. So when the depths have been reached, one is basically obliged to place the feet on the first rung of the ladder to raise their consciousness ever so little and endeavor to look up. There's nothing else it really can do. And the word march obviously means to march, to set out. At this point, the journey of the ascending soul begins. And think about it, we just came from the Piscean age. We were at the very bottom. Truth was concealed and misrepresented to us. And now entering the Aquarian age, although it's just the beginning, things are changing. The truth is being revealed. And people have become so thirsty for knowledge, and it is definitely flowing. Something I couldn't quite figure out was that, okay, so if both the cosmic egg and the human body have the same parts, then what would the outside of the cosmic egg look like? And the conclusion that I came to is that our skin or surface obviously faces the world or the physical, and all the functions and systems within, although we can't see them, they are still operating to allow our overall system to function. So in the same way, the material that we see and interact with of this world is the skin of the god or the cosmic egg. And although we can't see all the systems and parts functioning, they are taking place behind this material to allow this world to manifest. So humans and the world are not the same, but are one. They are complementary to one another. They unite in a manner that enhances the qualities of each other. This is all very obvious, but we have eyes, and the world provides us things to be seen. We have a nose, so the world gives us things to smell. We have ears, so the world has given us things to hear, and so on. The world is here for us, just as we are here for it. Trees emit oxygen for us to inhale so we can breathe, and we exhale carbon dioxide that the tree will then absorb to use for food and growth. Something so simple and taken for granted, but is truly so magical. I find that experientially the world is here for us as well. If a spirit needs to experience, say, patience, the world will provide opportunities so it can experience such. And then from the collective consciousness of spirits progressing, learning, and experiencing with other individuals, the cosmic egg moves forward on its journey. By looking at the entirety of the system, it is clear that everything works together and everything has a crucial function. So in the Piscean age, the universe was constricted, dark, and destructive. And on this plane, the darkness was implemented by the powers that be, those who come from the sun, those who are evil. They are literally living backwards. Literally just take live and you have evil backwards. They have no ultimate goal or anything to attain. To them, power, wealth, sex, and material possessions is the most they could ever achieve. They implemented a system upon all humans that constricted and blinded our individual bodies, from the stressfulness of time and jobs to the horrific food and pharmaceuticals and every kind of distraction in between. They did a great job at keeping us preoccupied and dumbed down, but that time is up. In the Aquarian age, the universe is expanding, untangling from the turmoil it had endured. Human consciousness is rising. The collective is moving forward, ready for a new experience, and getting rid of the old and what is not beneficial. It no longer wants anything to do with the ignorance and deceit that was in place. It is important to realize that in whatever manner that this process of change transpires, positive or negative, it is a part of the entire plan. Nothing is separate. So with all of what has just been said, and living in a world that has made you feel that you are only here to work and eat, and that everything beyond yourself is much more interesting and deserving of your attention, I hope this confirms how completely false and absurd that notion is. Manifesting as a human is the universe allowing your spirit to experience being a god in your individual universe. Spirits are to the cosmic egg as blood is to humans. The god, the point of singularity in the heavens, is where all spirits come from, and this higher entity has an overall influence on the systems and flow of spirits through the cosmic egg. And the ages of the cosmic egg thus far have been negative and destructive. But now is a time of change and newness, where the God or the collective consciousness of spirits is realizing there isn't much to be gained from the destructive way of living, and is now beginning its journey upward so the cosmic egg can be whole once again. This is equivalent to our spirit being the influence over our body. The reason we have blood flow is because of the spirit residing in our brain. At this higher level, the brain and spirit influences the entire body, and as we are new and naive in this world, we can be destructive and waste a great deal of energy and emotion. And hopefully, depending on one's journey, there will be a point where one realizes that this negative and destructive way of living is unbeneficial, and decides to live consciously and constructively. And as one ascends, the goal is to be whole once more. So it seems to me that this is what is meant when it is said that God created man in his image. And I'm sure those watching are already aware, but as a human entity, it is apparent external factors can't really be controlled as much. And as much as one likes to try, it ultimately just results in stress and frustration. External factors are there solely to help you grow and learn about yourself, just as you are there to help others grow and learn about themselves. And although you can't control these external factors, you can control yourself and learn and understand why or how you feel or react to these external factors. This is why lack of consciousness or ignorance of oneself separates a human or spirit from the universe. To work and to be one with the universe, you have to work on yourself first. It's hard work and it takes a lot of discipline and discernment. But take risks. Arrange your life so your solar plexus isn't constantly constricted from stress and your blood can flow properly. Trust yourself. This complementary universe is designed to challenge you. It ingeniously provokes one to trust and listen to everything but themselves, to a point where it is completely encapsulated by this matrix and is furthest from their all-knowing source. But it isn't until one has reached this point can a spirit or human begin to untangle themselves from everything that they thought they knew, and instead of looking outward for answers, they trust themselves and look within. It's not easy. If it were easy, it would be cheap, and you're shooting for gold. Well, I hope you enjoyed what I've suggested in this presentation. This is just the basis of all the other amazing realizations that I'm looking forward to sharing with you, so please stay tuned.